My name is Michael Lipsich. I'm actually an entrepreneur here in Ottawa. I'm the CFO and co-founder of a gift experience company called Breakaway Experiences. My other business is called Illumabilities, and I do comedy and speaking about inclusion and educating people about what people with disabilities are capable of. I actually taught accounting at Concordia University, which is my alma mater, back in Montreal. The nature of my disability is it's called multiple congenital musculoskeletal abnormalities. So just there's a bunch of things that were malformed when I was born. So for me, there's a mobility issue, as you may have been evident by the wheelchair. So like I do walk limited with a cane. When I started with my first accounting firm job, a co-op student, I was invited up to the group day before I started, and the managing partner picked me up at a metro, because this was in Montreal. And on the way up, we were just chatting. At the break, the partner pulled me aside and said, you know, sometimes when someone is in a situation like you, we don't know when to offer help, when not. But I want you to know, if there's ever anything, come talk to me and we'll figure it out. And he goes, if you don't tell me anything, I'm gonna treat you like everyone else, but if there's something, let me know. And to me, that was the ideal of what it should be, right? I'm gonna treat you like everyone else. If there's something, let me know. And then the key part of that is that when there was something and I went to him, we did address it. So we figured out something that made sense. For example, I couldn't sit and drive for a long period of time. So to drive longer distances was a little more challenging. So their accommodation was that, okay, we're only gonna put you on clients within a certain radius of Montreal. So that way you can go be productive, do those clients, and we don't lose you. I think my big thing would be ensuring you remove barriers. I used to work as a financial advisor, and at my interview, the interviewer asked, what was the time you faced a challenge and how did you overcome it? And then he got all flustered and embarrassed that he asked someone in a wheelchair. I'm like, okay, but being in a wheelchair is not necessarily a challenge. I mean, the fact that you had no button on the door to your office, that made being in a wheelchair a challenge. So that's how I knew that I was getting the job, when I saw they started putting the button on the door. That was actually our joke, that it took him a while to configure it with the security system. And I said to my colleague, I go, do you think they see the humor if I tell them that now I quit? That's how I'm gonna make the city more accessible. I'm gonna go building to building, working for company, getting them to put in button. I know we talk about barriers, and I joke about having a button on the door, but a lot of the time the barrier can just be attitudes. And I think that's why videos like this are important, and training staff. So I have a theory, and it's not anything scientific, but my theory is that there's maybe 20-30% of the population that's super comfortable dealing with people with disabilities, has no issue. And usually those are the people that have friends, family, loved ones that have had disabilities. So they're a little more used to dealing with day-to-day issues. And then you have the 10%, which, in the interest of being professional, I won't say what I think of that, but those are the people that you're never gonna reach. And then there's the other, I'm doing the math, 60 to 70%. I think that math works. That would be embarrassing after I made a big thing about I can do accounting, but 60 to 70% of the population that I think are open, but maybe just a little unsure about how to not offend someone. I always tell people how to interact with someone, with a person with a disability, is the same way you interact with someone without a disability. With respect, people have to be open to the idea that people with disabilities are people. They can do things. They can interact with society. They just need to be given the opportunity to do that.